Greetings, beloved. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I'm so grateful that I can speak of these things, and it is my joy to be able to speak and also share them with you. Really, I want to stretch us a little bit today because we can handle it. Sovereignty means having regained your power back and operating from the truth of that power. Remember, every truth shall be revealed. As every lie is revealed, every truth, therefore, is revealed. So on the path that we've been talking about, becoming the soft and strong heart at the same time, as He is raising our heart and has raised it into the Holy Spirit. Therefore, He is fortifying that heart to become bigger, to be able to expand in the abilities and in the consciousnesses of the heart, to be able to see, to hear, to know, to discern, to comprehend, to have foresight of all these abilities of living in the heart. This is where we're entering into as people of the kingdom. These are the people after God's own heart. So enlarging the heart, but also strengthening the heart and giving that heart of a warrior. And this is important. This is the prerequisite of being that king and queen, that He's leveling up the people of the kingdom. Because in a kingdom, there are kings and there are queens. He is the Lord of lords. He's the King of kings and of queens. That there may be leadership, that the will of God may be fulfilled here on earth. That which is good and perfect and holy and of good repute, of good reputation, may be established here on earth through you, because the kingdom is in you. And as you allow and come into what He's doing in you and partner with that and allow that transition and work within that transition, not just Him doing and I'm not doing anything, but me also working. As I do, He also does in me, and He gives me the ability to do, the ability to overcome. Choosing goodness. Now that you see how to operate from higher consciousness, you still choose righteousness. You still choose goodness because you are of God's seed. You are the people of the kingdom that operate as sons, operate in the power of God working through them. It is becoming one with the Father's heart, mind, and therefore doing His will. So no more lower self, no more thought and feeling separated from the love of God. One with Him in the higher consciousness, living in the higher perspective, in the higher man that you are in Him, already seated in Him. One of the ways that you regain, because this is about sovereignty, this is coming into your power, this is taking your power back. One of the ways that we have been learning is about becoming that super empath. So not giving our power away to other people. We're regaining our power back. That's one way that we regain our power back. Now, let's look at the other things that may be revealing. I know I'm being revealed other things. This is such a massive, beautiful year. This is just the beginning of the year, but I am so already wound up in what is available for us this year and what God is making available. He's giving us the provision to do what He's already planned us to overcome in this year. What area of your life do you feel that your power, your ability to say no is being leached, taken out of you, or you are allowing it Think of temptations, things that we may look at. When you look at something or watch something, you may feel that you are drained and it's become like you're becoming weak, like your armor has just fallen off. Now you feel like, oh, well, let me just throw in the towel. There's no point anymore because I can feel that my energy, my power, I've released it. I let it be drained out of me. So I have no more ability to fight other areas and come against or overcome other areas. Remember, this power is not like of your own self power. This is the power that is always coming in you. It is the power of the Godhead bodily. This grace, this mercy, this strength, this ability is coming within you. This is where you do some introspection and think about those things. So we have things that we may look at that may drain our power or our energy. We are being taught to remain the power that God flows in us. So we may direct that power according to the way of his will. So anytime we succumb to something, our sovereignty, a bit of our energy, a bit of our life force that flows in us from God is drained from us. We also have things like aging, right? We think of aging. Oh, well, I have no power against it. Whatever system they have us in is not fighting or is not opposing the aging process. God is restoring. These are his promises. It is a promise of life and life more abundantly. But we have to partner and also reach out, ask, seek, think of, Lord, reveal how this can be implemented. The promises for this year, the promises are going to be revealed, but they're not going to happen if we don't do anything. We have to search for it. We have to desire it, and it is there. It's like waiting. It's available for us, and it will come easily, much more easily than it ever come before. There's a lot of grace this year for the promises that God has for us. God is restoring youthfulness, but there has to be many changes implemented for the promise of youthfulness. We can't keep doing under the old world, under the old system, the old programming, the same stuff. See, this is where our part comes in. He's going to give you the resources when you ask for it. He's going to give you the tools. He's going to give you the ability and the spirit of might and courage to push through, the spirit of power to push through those obstacles and those barriers that do come up. He's going to help you in that, but he's not going to do it for us. Remember who you are. You are a sovereign being. We are coming into the realization of who we really are. We're being given those tools. We cannot look back at the old world anymore and do the same ways. Because even within ourselves, it's like there's no breath back there. There's no breathing. In the old world, in the old timeline, there's no air to breathe. This year is so powerful. Everything that he's providing for us this year is huge. The speed, the force, the fire that is with us to accomplish, to be something that we've never even knew how it was possible, but we may have seen that it is possible because it is, because that sovereignty state, we instinctively know that this is not who I really am. This is not how I'm supposed to live. I'm not supposed to be defeated. I'm not supposed to feel weak. I'm not supposed to feel tired. I'm not supposed to feel under the old ways in the system. The main point that I really want to, because I've been shown this, because I've been reaching out for this, and I also want to share this with you, is that in other ways that we may feel temptation every time we give in, so it's like there's nothing else for me to fight against because of this area we're giving in. And one of the major ways that we are sovereign, a lot of people don't want to accept this, because it's like taking a bowl of food underneath a dog that is hungry, ravenous, gets angry at even the thought of. But I believe that there are those people that know that food is not under our sovereignty. It can be a choice, but it's not something that we give our power away to. This is our true sovereign state. But yet we are still coming into that. There are things we have to change our mind about, what this vessel and how it really operates and how it really works. Because the ways the old world and programming taught us is not accurate with the potential that our vessels have even. This makes a lot of people angry, and this goes against a lot of the truths that, they've told us as that's the way it is. Every time we give into a temptation, every time we feel like, I wish I didn't have to, but I have to because, I have this body that I have to feed. But yet the inner man, there's a knowing that this is not who I really am. Remember, when the metamorphosis happens, it doesn't just happen to the soul to become immortalized. It happens to the body as well. The body comes along. The body is changed with. When the inner man comes into that power, the body also follows. The body is also changed into the truth of what the inner man knows. This is what the Lord is revealing, who you really are as an inner man, so that the body may also come in line, because it has that ability. As you believe, so you are. It has that ability. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So as your soul is coming into its wellness, it's rising into the consciousness of your higher man that is in God and in Christ, one with them. It's rising into the truth of who you really are, and it's living from that place, higher consciousness, from the realms of higher consciousness. Now the body is quickened. The same spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you and quickens your mortal body to life. So the Holy Spirit brings your soul from that lower state that thought itself separate from God's love. Therefore, I must do this, but whatever I do is not the truth, because I've lost consciousness with the truth. As the soul prospers, everything else prospers. Remember, the health prospers, so that means the body. Mind prospers. Thoughts prosper. So every time you give in to a temptation or the fact that you must, there are different levels to this, of course. We have, different kinds of eating programs. But to be really free, this thing that I'm saying right now is available in the kingdom right now. Like I said, it may be like pulling the bowl of food from the ravenous dog. But that is not you. That ravenousness is not who you really are. There is things within us that cause that ravenousness, that cause anger. When you hit a certain state of your fasting days, there's a high, there's a feeling of on top of the mountain, that anything is possible. Your confidence, your faith is so strong. And you're like, I wish I could stay in this state forever. That is your authentic state. That is the state that you believe, that there is no doubt. There's nothing within you that has doubt. There's nothing pulling you down into the lower man. Civilizations before us lived off of the Godhead bodily, and the energy is available everywhere, right? The energy is everywhere. Trees breathe in, they take in the sun, they take in the water. They're living from the life that is all around us. These are the things that we have to learn once again. Recently, I've been going on this kind of cleansing, kind of fasting journey, and I've discovered something. You are an electrical being. When we think of these kinds of truths, how do we make the circulation within our bodies? Think of children. Children don't really want to eat. They'll eat something little and they can last all day on that. They're not programmed to be eating 3 meals a day or to eat a lot of food. They're not programmed. That, we're pushing that into them because of the belief that they need this. Like, this is what's going to help them to survive. When the cells and the blood is so clean, the efficiency receiving the life that is everywhere. God breathed his breath. He breathed his life into everything. So the question is, things that make us feel defeated, helpless, trapped, and powerless over. Those are the places where we need to start taking our power back, our energy back, and not feeding into those systems. And you may ask, well, how is this possible? I don't know how to become a breatharian or whatever. Let's talk about something very, very important, which is parasites. 22:21. You are not as hungry as you think you are. I'm not just talking about, the worms that you see or that is visible. I'm speaking about the multiplicity of microscopic ones. The life of the flesh is in the blood. When your blood is cleaned, it has circulation, it has flowing in it. And you realize so many symptoms that we call normal or we call aging is actually from parasites. What we call hangry is not your true self. Because the fruits of the Spirit are peace, love, joy, self-control, long-suffering. Think of when you're fasting. We go through cravings, these withdrawal symptoms from these temptations, from these addictions, from these substances. Anything that we put into our body, is it contributing to our energy and our sovereignty and our power that to remain in us, or aiding to the ability to us to fight the good fight of faith? Or is it draining us from those things? Are we becoming weakened? Are we becoming defeated? Are we becoming helpless or feeling helpless or trapped or powerless? When we start fasting, we have hunger, then we have detox symptoms. The whole thing of the hunger only lasts a little while. Like true hunger of the body without the parasites only lasts for a little while. Cravings, they're not there. The cravings, you don't crave. There is energy. So you see how so many things that we've thought of as, oh, this is from just getting old. It's not. Like, I don't want to blame everything on parasites, but that's the way it looks like. That things like if you're prone to being cold, I've been prone to being cold most like all my life, because if the blood is not cleaned and there are these microscopic harmful bacteria within the blood, the energy, the circulation, remember, you're an electrical being. It doesn't reach to the places like your feet. Now you can see how God is bringing us into things like sovereignty over food. You know, when you go on a fast and it's like really hard, right? And then you're thinking like, okay, in 2 days I can stop, or in this many days, oh, I just, this many more days to go, this many more, and it's like tunnel vision. And what happens is even the world around you looks different, like your vision looks different. But then when you start eating again, it's like, oh, I see everything differently now, the way that I used to. What is that? So we're fighting against those parasites. We're fighting to not give in to their tempting us so that we can break that and finally be free of it. When you've killed off the parasites, there is no such thing as, I just have one more day to go. You feel totally normal as if you're not fasting. That's what is the difference between living with parasites and not. You don't even feel like you're fasting. You're just like, this is the difference. This is how much actually parasites affect. Honestly. Anger, like all of a sudden, anger is welling up and I don't know where it's coming from. Something within, the blockage within, is being released. I know I don't talk about these things very often, but this is a major part of us coming into sovereignty. Because if you don't need anything outside of yourself, do you see what that will do to the system? Like when it came to the point of these ancient civilizations, when they were fully living off of oneness and unity with the Godhead, and then someone came along and told them, oh, it's fun to do this. It's fun to take stuff from the outside and put it in you. It's fun to eat. It's fun to party. Came along, and then they forgot. Many of them succumbed to that deception, and they gave in, and then they forgot that I don't need things. And now who has the power? Now the authority has been given over to somebody else. Now I need something from them, so I have to come under their unlawful laws because I need something. You are the chain breakers. You are the kingdom is being born here on earth through you. As you realize these things, step into it. And Breatharians will also say something like they're waiting for the crossover so that they don't feel like they're fasting anymore. It's just become normal. They stepped into a normal living state. This is exactly what happens when you get rid of these parasites and these harmful bacteria. Youthfulness is about clean blood. The life of the flesh is in the blood. Life and life more abundantly this year is bringing us the promise of life and life more abundantly. The blood has to be cleaned. Other symptoms. Is it easy for you to exercise and do many stuff and be active, like continually all day active when you're fasting? For most of us, it's not easy. That is not because you are weak. That is because of these harmful bacteria and parasites that are leaching life 100%. You'd be surprised how much energy, how much clarity of mind, and how confident, how on top of the mountain you do feel. Sleep is so much more better, so much deeper, less restlessness. You wake up earlier and you just feel ready for the day. The Lord is starting to reveal to us how to live as these sovereign beings, how to take our power back. He is positioning us into this authority and truth of who you really are.